Hello everyone, this is Dr. Gear, and this is a check-in to report really on your midterm exam. A couple of items for you to consider, and I'll elaborate on a couple of items. Also, I'll get you up to speed on some other nuts and bolts items here in the third week of our course. In terms of your weekend, I hope that you had a good weekend. With Memorial Day, I know that you had work to do, and unfortunately, that's the case. And with the midterm, couple things to think about. Many of you did not follow the directions, which were to write this as a memo. One of the things I'm trying to do is get you used to using that format. So some of you missed that part of the instructions for some reason. Couple of different things in terms of the midterm itself. In terms of recruitment, a couple of you mentioned this, but I'd like to elaborate on it, is to make sure that you're keeping a close eye on your student teachers and substitutes. This will give you an opportunity to watch people doing the job in a day-to-day fashion. And to me, that's an important resource because it gives you that lens. One of the things to keep in mind is that some people are very good at interviewing for a position, but really when you put them in front of a classroom of students, they flounder. I can think of one particular case where we had a young man who was a long-term substitute in an elementary school who could not interview himself out of a brown paper bag, but he was one heck of a teacher. So by watching him as a substitute, we ultimately hired this person full-time. One of the things that I would suggest to you is the whole idea of using hiring committees. In my experience, this is an important tool and one that people should not shy away from. Committees will see the same thing, and in the years that I used this tool, I can't remember it ever really being an issue coming to consensus on a candidate for a position. If you do use committees, a couple things to keep in mind. Make sure that you have trained them about what's legal or not to ask during an interview. For instance, things about age, race, gender, sexual preference, even family status are out of bounds. One of the reasons that these committees are important is that they help integrate the new hire into the school culture and organization, since people feel a sense of buy-in because they helped hire this person. A couple things about induction, mostly around orientation. Make sure that you use the new employee orientation to your full advantage. This is going to be a time where you can really attack the whole training piece from two different perspectives. One, at the district level, making sure that the district policies, district vision and mission are well discussed at that level. Gives an opportunity for the new hires to see some of the district level folks and know who is who. The other thing that the other side of that is at the building level. Obviously, this should be run by the building administration, and it goes a full gamut all the way from data use and the vision of the building to how do you get paper clips. So usually what you will hear after these training sessions is that they're overwhelming and that people are burnt after a couple days of this. But it is an important time and should be used to your best advantage by being well organized and thought through. Many of you discuss the idea of taking people on bus ride. That's a great tool during these 2 days. Gives the new hire a chance to see where their students are coming from. You discuss mentors oftentimes in many of your responses. A couple of items on that is, one, be careful about who you choose as mentors, because they will be the go-to person for the new hire and will be the purveyor of culture and policy. So you need to make sure that you choose these people carefully and that they are exemplars of the types of characteristics that you want passed on to your new employee. Also, there should be an extensive training that goes into this mentoring relationship in the sense of what is it that you really want them to do. We oftentimes have a mentoring program, but we haven't really spelled out in any level of detail what that relationship should look like. Also, there should be a year-long series of meetings with all of the new teachers and their mentors, going over various items. For instance, around open house time, how to conduct oneself with open houses and things along those lines. In terms of retention, a couple things to think about is that after you've gone through all this energy to hire somebody, it's important to keep them. And one of the things to think about is how to compensate new hires who will be trying to get their master's degree. How can the district assist in that in any form or fashion? Keep in mind that there will be tuition waivers probably somewhere, and can those be of assistance? And as you know, if folks go to a place like Coastal, they get a tuition reduction, and that's probably not as widespread as you would think it would be. Last thing in the selection area, one thing that we started to do at my district, and I think it was a very powerful tool, and one that I would suggest that you think about implementing when you become a leader, is to actually have your finalists, your last couple finalists for a position, teach a lesson to an actual class. This shows you really how well the candidate prepares for a day's lesson, and really what I call their teachability. Can they convey the ideas that they plan for to a class of students? So I think it certainly is a function of time and energy to get this set up, but I think the rewards that you can garner from such an exercise far outweigh those costs. In terms of a couple of things, Skype has been a real problem for me up here. Every time I load it onto my computer, it's crashing my computer. That's why I haven't been available. I'm going to try to do that again, so if you need to try to contact me via Skype, I'm going to try to do that later today again. If you can't find me, it's because I'm having some issues with that. I don't know why my computer keeps crashing every time I try to use it. I will continue to correct materials that comes in. I know that you had discussions due, and also some people have started the field experiences and other assignments. I will continue to correct those as we go along. Don't forget to record your field experience hours, those 3 field experiences where you talk to an administrator. Record those as field experience hours on your log. Also, when you write that up, make sure that you include who you discussed it with. With that, it's Thursday, the 29th of May. We've got a little over a week left in the course. I hope everything's going well and that you're learning a bunch. Take a look at my corrections on your midterm. I spent a lot of time trying to help you with writing pieces, and that's a process that's ongoing for all of us, is learning how to write well. With that being said, have a good rest of your week, and I'll talk to you again soon.